Welcome back. You're watching All About Ads Prime. The Advertising Standards Council of India, or ASCI, is a self-regulatory body that monitors misleading and offensive ads. They are now managing to work very closely with the government, especially the Consumer Affairs Ministry. They've recently tied up with the FSSAI, which is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and are working very closely towards several critical tie-ups. But what are some of the challenges and criticism they are up against? We caught up with the outgoing president of ASCI, also the executive director of HT Media, on what the past year was like and what some of the key priorities should be for ASCI. Take a look. How has the last year been?
Thanks for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here, and it's been a fantastic year. What this year has been significant is the kind of recognition that we've got from various ministries. So we already had recognition from the DOCA, which is the Department of Consumer Affairs. All sort of complaints which come on their portal, GAMA, which is grievance against misleading ads, those are sent to us for adjudication. We've tied up now with FSSAI, which is the Food Safety Authority, and they're also sending in all their complaints to us. Whatever decisions our committees take, they will abide by those. We are in just the final talks with Ayush, which is the Department for Ayurvedic and Alternative Therapies, and they also are getting into a similar agreement. So I think we are getting a little bit of support from the government, and that's done wonders to work that we are able to do as a self-regulatory body.
You have several companies, several clients who are not part of ASCI, so it becomes extremely difficult to monitor those. And somehow it reflects on ASCI because it's meant to be this all-pervasive authority on misleading advertising.
ASCI is 30 years old, and I think we've come a long way. We have a national advertising monitoring service where we sift through all ads. So we do a little bit of suo motu work. We are a self-regulatory body. I think self is the most important part. If our constituents don't accept what we do, or they don't abide, there is not very much we can do. We have a little bit of teeth under the Cable and Television Regulation Act. By and large, everyone accepts our compliance is 90% plus, and we want more and more of the industry to become members. There is a certain part of the industry, for instance, which we haven't been able to regulate. For instance, the tele-shopping networks. They continue to have absolutely outlandish claims. They have extremely misleading ads. So we have had our problems, but like I said, compliance is almost 90% plus now.
In 2015, October, the Delhi High Court had stayed an order passed by ASCI against an ad by Havells India. ASCI claimed that the ad's tagline, "Wires that do not catch fire," was misleading. How did that reflect on ASCI?
Courts are the final authority. However, legal processes are long, and by and large, most people who are some of the biggest advertisers in this country regularly have rulings against them. These are multinational and Indian companies. They never go to court. So most people accept it. What we do now is get the government also involved. So very often you'll see in some of these cases the government sending their lawyer and putting their point of view there, especially when it's something which is in the area of food or drugs. As you know, the maximum number of cases in this country are against the government. Even the government has to accept. So ASCI has to accept whatever the court says.
What will be some of the key priorities you think ASCI needs to keep in mind in future?
I think we are doing a good job in improving our relationships with the government in many, many areas. The Supreme Court has just appointed a committee to look into highway safety. We should try and be more inclusive and get more membership. What we have not done as good a job of, and we need to do much more, is educating people about ASCI. So the younger people, they must know ASCI. So we need to have more seminars. We need to go out and reach out to advertising agencies, marketing and companies, and tell them about good advertising and what's good advertising and what is misleading. And we need to make it easier and easier for consumers to approach us. We would introduce the WhatsApp way of complaining, and close to 30% of our complaints are now digital. So education and ease of access is what I think we should do.
Now, I must bring up this. Clients who are not part of ASCI per se, who are not members, feel that they have an unfair advantage, that ASCI is almost supportive of its partners. Is that true?
Let's take this example of one of India's biggest multinationals who has been on our board for a long time. Maximum number of complaints that have gone against a company has been against them. They abide by it. They're on the board. And you see, the board has nothing to do with the whole process. It's the CCC which actually looks at it. They are advertisers and they are ad agencies, but they're academicians, they're people from civil society, they're people who are activists. There have been rulings against my company, and I'm the chairman of the board. We've had to modify some of our claims that we were making in one of our publications.
Should celebrities be held accountable for ads that get into issues with ASCI, with perhaps communication that is misleading or a faulty product?
It's really not in ASCI's domain. ASCI looks at content of the advertising and sort of rules on whether it is misleading. We do not approve of celebrities endorsing products which are harmful to children.
It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you very much. You've been a good president. So congratulations on that, and we hope your legacy carries on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That was Binoy Roy Chowdhury. And just a quick note, if you find any ads objectionable, offensive or misleading, you can write directly to ASCI. You can see the email there. You can also let us know at aaa@ndtv.com or reach out to us on any of our social media pages, Twitter, Facebook. That's it on the show. From the entire team, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again, same time, same place next week.